The elements, which is a good thing. Test your mental toughness, test your fundamentals. We've talked about closing games out. That's why we did what we did at the end of the practice today, a scrimmage in, a lot of situational football, and really thinking strategically when you're tired, understanding situational football when you're tired at the end of the game. And we have a long ways to go. We're not anywhere where we need to be in terms of playing a game, but a lot of valuable teaching opportunities tonight. A lot of youngsters have to grow up in a hurry. I think they are competing, which is what we want to see, but just taking care of fundamentals, the penalties, too many pre-snap penalties today, especially at the end of practice when the mental fatigue started to set in a little bit, and that's part of being a mentally tough football team, but that's what training camp's about as well. We've really invested in it. Today we had too many balls on the ground, and we chart everything in terms of balls on the ground, from warm-ups to pat and go to individual periods. And again, a drop football, a drop pass in our offense is equivalent to a turnover. It stifles your momentum. And so we have to do a better job at catching the ball as an entire offensive unit and putting the ball where it needs to be as well. But I do see progress, and we worked very, very hard on it all summer. We worked very hard on it. At this point, this stage of the game in terms of training camp through 5 practices.
Which was there any setback today as you went full pads? I know that's a big day for you in terms of seeing how the guys handle that next step.
I think there was a lot of learning experiences. You can't assume anything, even with veteran players, when it gets a little rough, when it gets a little bit tough. What's your football condition? What's your football stamina? Not just personally, but in your mind. Can we go a 10, 12 play drive, an extended play drive? Can we have a 40-yard run and it's called back for a penalty? And then can we be able to execute the fine details of what it takes to play winning football? We're not there yet. But that's why you practice. We'll get some things right. I think, all these situations are invaluable. And that's why this weekend is critical with summer school. Again, this week is we have to take advantage of these 2 days, and I told our staff and I told our team this. These 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, are 2 of the most critical days that we have in the evolution of our football team, building our habits, just because our time is right now.
Are Dylan Wiseman and Jack Jones pushing Thomas at the same position?
Absolutely. That's the great thing right now is you see a little bit of where we're at in our program is if somebody's out, somebody steps up, it's an opportunity for someone else. And right now, it makes us better. You look at all the great programs that have consistency and depth across the board. You have to bring it every day, especially in our offensive line, blocking some of our defensive line. You better be game ready mentally, or you'll be exposed. And in the same thing, you have competition. And I've been really proud of Jack Jones. I think Jack Jones has stepped up. He can play center, he can play guard. Jack is one of those individuals who doesn't say a whole lot. He embraces the competition and brings it every day. And I think he's asserting himself and competing. And I've been excited about that.
Butch, you had high hopes for those that competition in the trenches. I had definitely in the past. You feel better about your competition, both of those, the offensive and defensive line?
Yeah, I do. But still, we're not where we need to be in terms of fundamentals, our hands, our footwork, and overall our pad level, our leverage. We're still playing way too high on both sides of the line of scrimmage. That happens a lot in this stage of camp. But these are things that we have to be corrected. Our mechanics of running our overall offense and our defensive line too, what we call post-whistle effort. Our post-whistle effort has to improve. We're playing up-tempo football teams, you've got a condition in your body and your mind right now to get lined up and play fast. And the same thing offensively. And again, it gets back to thinking strategically.
What do you like to look like right now?
I don't like the drops right now. That will come with practice. That'll come. But I think they're very, very eager. They've been very, very competitive. I like the way they're coaching each other. So I've been encouraged. And that's a group. It's youngsters. Older players have done a good job of really mentoring the younger players. But that's a group that football is a developmental game, and they're going to continue to get better day in and day out. We didn't do a whole lot of full live tackle today. Most of it was stud. And I wanted to challenge our discipline. This is the first time all year when we had 3 tempos in place: tag tempo, thud tempo, and tackle tempo. And the mature teams are able to follow instructions and be able to master those tempos throughout the course of practice. And we're not there yet, but we're getting to where we're at.
Coach, anything changed?
Do you have it plotted, or will it just kind of be a feel?
We have it plotted. Some of it's a feel thing. Some of it is I know how many live reps each individual needs before game time. All that. That's already planned out throughout the course of training.
Coach, with Josh Malone, is he different anyway than he was before the injury? Did he kind of take that in stride and become a different student and maybe some different?
He has. Josh has continued to grow and mature ever since he came to school here, and it's very, very important to him. He's a student of the game, and Josh wants to know the whys, and he's been very, very determined. And I've been excited he's having a very good camp for us.
Coach, what was some of your impressions? Where do you want to see him get better?
That's what we were just talking about here. It's just consistency overall and everything. And he wants to do it, and he'll do it. I've been proud of him. When a person is driven like he is and wants to do it, usually the results come as well. Like I said, he's very proud. He just wants to do the best that he can possibly be. And I love that. I love coaching.
Coach, left tackle still going back and forth. Brett and Drew. Is any separation there at all yet?
No. We don't have a left tackle nor a right tackle, so we'll see where that goes.
Impressions of the one-on-one drills down the road?
Not to say they're not talented. They're very, very talented, but every time out here it's an opportunity to compete, and now we have some depth across the board, and so those are all positions that are ongoing, and we'll continue to evaluate it. The great thing about practice is you put your football identity on video every single day, and they're competing, they're doing a great job, but those positions are wide open.